Hello, we're back. I'm always having issues. Can you guys even see me or hear me? Like it's lagging on my end. So I don't know. I'm really just gonna break up with StreamYard here soon. Hi. I hope you guys can see me and hear me. Like it's laggy on my end, but I don't know if that's just while I hop in here. Let me know. Hello. Yes, you see me and hear me. Okay, and I'm not lagging. Oh, I am lagging, or I'm not lagging. Okay. I think I should be fine now. Got better on my end. Okay, good. Hi, welcome back. Yes, we see in here. Okay. Okay. Hello. We just finished a Karen Read live. Definitely make sure you go check that out if you missed it, please. And please hit the like button on your way in. Thank you. Okay, yeah, it's always just I think it's laggy when I first hop up in on the StreamYard. Oh, thank you, Mary Beth. Says your makeup is always perfect. Thank you. I'm a makeup artist. Um, So that's like a hobby, but I used to do it for a job. Anyways, moving on. Hello, welcome back. Like I said, we were Karen Reed earlier, Kenzie now, and then later we're going to be covering. There's a lot I want to do. So things might change, times might change. One live might get changed to tomorrow, and we might do something else. There's just a lot I want to talk about. You're you're hilarious. I always look like a drag queen when I try to wear makeup. No, I'm sure that's not true. We're back with Kenzie. I know. Hey, Laura. We are covering the interview with Dom's brother, Angelo. So we're going to listen to Angelo and what he has to say. I thought it was perfect after we listened to Miss Russo yesterday. Hey, I finally became a member. Thanks, Fighter Girl, for becoming a member. Thank you. I am going to be doing, I think you guys are going to die when I tell you guys. I think more so the girls. Not that I'm sexist or anything, but I'll have to figure something out for the boys, men. I'm thinking of doing some really cool things on members only. So let me just figure the logistics out. But yes, thank you for being a member. It's a really great way to support the channel, and we're going to be doing a lot more members content. So welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. Hello, Vanjie. Okay. So yeah, and please hit the like button. It's free, you guys. It's free. I was a little bit late because I was modding at another channel, but it's like, I'm just telling them like hit the like button like the whole time because no one does, and it's free and it's a really great way to support the channel. Hey, I saw someone. Hey Flock, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Cree, Evie, Mary Beth, the Cantarella. Hi. Who did I miss? Black Rose. Okay, Abuelitas, Tippy, Laura. I think I saw everyone that popped in here really early. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, and Debbie. Debbie's always showing love. Debbie, my girl. All right, let's see. I'm right ahead to makeup. Oh, no. You just have to, it's just different tones of makeup. And by that I mean everything, all across the board. Eyeshadow, lipstick, lip liner. But nonetheless, we can save that for the second channel. I'm gonna pull up I don't understand why people have it's weird. I know. It's free. Really helps support the channel. I'm gonna pull up the interview. I did pull this from Plunder, so I'm gonna definitely give her credit in the description. Let's do this one. Let me know if you guys can hear it. This is again, someone's like, and I sound like a freaking broken record, but like, I hate to say like when it's audio like this, I'm not like an sound engineer. Like, sorry. I love that maybe somebody thought I was, but I'm not no sound engineer, I'm not no Geek Squad employee. Like, so I don't know how to fix the freaking audio when it's like this already with the police department. And so it just sucks. Sometimes pop in your earbuds. I don't know if that helps. I think it helps me. That's why I'm always wearing my earbuds. And I do have like, the AirPods and stuff, but I'm just old school. I used to have a Walkman and stuff and like CD player. So I'm used to these kind. But yeah, if you can please pop one of those in, 2 of them, because sometimes the sound is a little low, if I may. So Angelo Russo gives an interview about Mackenzie Shirilla. He talks about basically the pushing the girl, how she's toxic. It's rather interesting. So listen, I've heard this before, but I think it's been over a year that I've heard it. So I wanted to revisit it after the text. Oh, thank you, Fighter Girl. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, beautiful broken toots. I always hit the like button as soon as I go on. Yeah, yeah, it's just a great way to help support. So shout out to all of you guys for being here, all the members, all the viewers, all the haters, all the replay viewers, all of you. Let's get started.
So we 29th at 14:37. So we talked to mom last week, and some of the issues that we asked about, she said you might be able to shed some more light on. Mostly what I'm interested in is the relationship between Mackenzie and Dominic, and perhaps some of the things you might have seen or some of the things that Dominic confided in you about. Okay, we're not going to ask about anything else. It's at this point not pertinent to what we're doing.
Okay.
So my first question to you is, how long have you known Mackenzie?
She would have had to have been. I forget if she was in 8th or 9th grade when she met Dom. I think I would say since she was in 9th grade.
Okay.
Like early 9th grade, I think that they did initially meet when she was in 8th grade, and then but like I think they just met as like, you know, friends or whatever. But the first time I was introduced to her as like, oh, whatever, you know, this is like my girlfriend or whatever. It was, you know, like high school.
Gotcha. What was your relationship like with her? Did you talk to her?
In the earlier years of their relationship, we were like much more close. She would like come to me with a lot of stuff, like kind of talk to me like a big brother, you know. And there's many times like they were having issues even years ago where Dom would want to break up with her or something, and it wouldn't be like that simple. It'd be like, you know, like from time to time again, it almost like she'd have like issues, you know, like self-esteem issues, like she'd get crazy about stuff, like accuse him of cheating and stuff when he's not, you know what I mean, stuff like that. And just then for a while, you know, I would talk to her, and you know what I mean, then it would be like not constant, but there'd be like every like week, like couple weeks at one point, or like week or so, where they were almost breaking up, and then she'd be threatening to hurt herself. And this is back when she's in probably 10th grade, like she's still a sophomore. Dom's like a junior or senior or whatever, you know. And like yeah, stuff would arise, and it would like never really take like a healthy course, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And over time, my relationship with her really subsided. I stopped talking to her.
We're like screaming because we're like, we know, we know, we know, we know. Like Mandy said, accused him of cheating when he's not. We know about all of it. We know all of their secrets in those texts. Let's see.
Like really trying to be there for her, because ultimately I just seen that she was very, very selfish. You know what I mean? Like, for me, you know, like there's two types of love that you give somebody, and it's like I love that person unconditionally, and I want to see them prosper and be happy no matter what that entails for me. And there's a type of love that's selfish and restricted, and I want them all to myself. And that was Kenzie with Dom. It was the latter, not the first step. There was times where even in later years where, you know, Dom's old enough to like, you know, like he wasn't of drinking age, but he can go to bars and hang out and stuff, even though he couldn't like drink and stuff. And there would be times, you know, that one of my friends, because I'm 23, would be having a birthday party, and she would like forbid him from going, and it'd be all just my buddies, you know, because she'd be like, oh, there's probably going to be girls there. Well, if it's a bar, there's probably going to be girls there, yes, and there's probably going to be men there. It's going to be it's a public place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she got weird over him going to public places, would like a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But all of that stuff like led me from distancing myself from her, because it just became a thing where I couldn't help her in my eyes because she was always stuck on like a selfish path, like wouldn't like listen to me or take my advice, you know. And even like even in like the aspect of like it's better to have loved and lost and never have like loved at all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She never got that. It's always like no, blah 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 blah
Ooh.
blah. Like I'll never let
Yeah, we know Kenzie did not have the mental capacity for that.
him go, kind of thing.
Gotcha. So let's go back to the crazy part. You mentioned that
Or emotional capacity.
anytime Dom would kind of want to break up with her, she kind of would go crazy. Describe crazy. Like what kind of crazy?
Like there is times where she called Dom and said, "If you break up with me, I'm going to kill myself," word for word. And then Dom, he was a very, very selfless person, and he did like obviously like they were together for a long time, and they built like a relationship, and they cared for each other deeply. You see what I'm saying? And even though Dom did care for her deeply, I'm not disputing any of that, but he's seen all the toxicness that she was putting onto him, and every single time he would try to distance himself like from that and say, "Hey, we could be friends, this and that, blah blah blah, still here for you," like you know, but like I want to break up or whatever. She would say stuff like that.
So how do
and
you know that? And if you don't mind me asking, so
She's
she told you or
she's
just
told
Dom?
me, he's told me, they both told me.
Okay.
Like this is me, her not recently, because like I said, like we haven't been.
That's sorry for the background noise on it. That's them. It's not me. I don't know what the heck they're doing in that interview room. There it sounds like typing. Yeah, it's not me. I think it might be the other detective or something, or the officer.
Close in like a long time. But I mean, I've gotten like new phones since, so I don't have like text the records on here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you went through the service provider or whatever, you can even find text records a couple years ago of just like me having long paragraph texts with her telling her like this and that and trying to like be accommodating and nice to her about stuff and her just not listening to a word I'm saying. And I mean, this is a while ago.
On that note, before we go, have you had the same number, even though you got a new phone? Has you've saved that number? What is your phone number?
That's redacted.
So when was the last time she kind of expressed that to you about wanting to kill herself if Dom left her?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Like I had her on Snapchat, blocked her on Snapchat. For a while, I had her phone number blocked because even I'd be with Dom and she would nonstop blow up my phone, trying to say like, "Where is he?" Blah blah blah. Like, he'd miss one of her calls. He'd be driving or something, and he'd miss like one of her calls, and I'd have to call her on my phone and be like, "Hey, relax. We're going to get some food," and it'd be like a whole. Even that would be like a thing. You know what I mean?
Where was she living at the last, 6 months or so?
Pretty much. I mean, pretty much I've seen her at Dom's house like every night almost, you know. Even like at
Yes. Do you guys remember all those text messages where she's like, "Come over now." Yeah, by the way, happy Thanksgiving. It is Thanksgiving. With that being said, let me know what you guys are doing for Thanksgiving. You be on the YouTubes. Let me know.
times when like me and him, because you know Dom like making music and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So every time's like me, him, and his buddy Blair, we all like sing together and stuff like that. We'd be in this room with the mic and all that, making music,
Mhm.
and she's just sleeping on the couch by herself. Like it's like I don't know if that's like I never really asked Dom like is she living here or anything, but she's definitely at his house way more than her own, even at night times and stuff like that.
Do you know if she has any property at the house? Clothes, makeup, stuff like that?
Oh yes, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still all there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I went through
touched
that.
anything. I haven't
Yeah.
been able to.
Yeah.
I did at one point want to gather her stuff up and I just couldn't do. I haven't been in there since I got his clothes for the funeral. I just mentally and emotionally can't do it. So
Has anyone else had access to the house?
Just me.
Just you two. Okay.
I haven't been in there in
hired
like
the
a month
keys.
either. Honestly, it's
Okay.
been hard for me, honestly too.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
Has her attorney reached out to you about the? Because they have reached out to me, and I said we're not getting involved in this.
Oh, to try to go over there?
Yeah, because they wanted her driver's license, and we said first her dad reached out to us a couple of times, and I said at best, you can come request an escort. We'll call Miss Russo. If she says yes, we could arrange it. If she says no, we're done. And then last time when he was kind of getting under my skin, I said, no, we're not getting involved in this. And so he had his lawyer call me. And it was the old lawyer from Columbus. And I told him the exact same thing. I said, this is not a criminal matter. We're not getting in the middle of this civil stuff. Right now, emotions are high. The Russos are grieving. This is not the right time to get her driver's license. Yeah, I mean, it's just, so I know her DL is still in Dom's house.
Okay.
What was that?
But why wouldn't anybody even say anything to me?
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
Were they talking about Steve Shirilla? I'm gonna go back. I missed who they were talking about.
I haven't
Yeah.
been able to.
Yeah.
I did at one point want to gather her stuff up and I just couldn't do. I haven't been in there since I got as close to the funeral. I just mentally and emotionally can't do it. So
Has anyone else had access to the house?
Just me.
Just you two. Okay.
I haven't been there in
the
like a month
keys.
either, honestly. It's
Okay.
been hard for me, honestly, too.
Yeah.
But
Has her attorney reached out to you about the, because they have reached out to me and I said, we're not getting involved in this.
Her
Did you
attorney.
try to go over there?
Yeah, because they wanted her driver's license, and we said first, her dad reached out to us a couple of times, and I said, at best, you can come request an escort. We'll call Miss Russo. If she says yes, we could arrange it. If she says no, we're done. And then last time when he was kind of getting under my skin, I said, no, we're not getting involved in this. And so he had his lawyer call me. And it was the old lawyer from Columbus. And I told him the exact same thing. I said, this is not a criminal matter. We're not getting in the middle of this civil stuff. Right now, emotions are high. The Russos are grieving. This is not the right time to get her driver's license. Yeah, I mean, it's just, so I know her DL is still.
So basically, like we know, the Shirlers were much more concerned with Kenzie having her driver's license and all of that shit, rather than what the Russos were going to and what she literally just did. No remorse.
Still in Dom's house.
what was that?
But why wouldn't anybody even say anything to me? And let me tell you, that rotten son of a bitch father of hers never said a freaking word to me. I bumped into them at the cemetery.
I love when she said that. She's talking about Steve Shirilla now.
The exact same thing. I said, this is not a criminal matter. We're not getting in the middle of this civil stuff. Right now, emotions are high. The Russos are grieving. This is not the right time to get her driver's license. Yeah, I mean, it's just, so I know her DL is still in Dom's house.
What was that?
But why wouldn't anybody even say anything to me? And let me tell you, that rotten son of a bitch father of hers never said a freaking word to me. I bumped into them at the cemetery. Of course, my place, I have to bump into him. And that bastard never even said, hello, how are you? I'm sorry. Nothing. Nothing. Radio
Ooh.
silence. Not a word.
If it came to it, would you have a problem with us coming over and just taking some pictures of her things in there?
Or if you want to take
or
fresh
you
pictures,
take them,
just get them
if
to
you
us.
or if you're okay to go in there
To
I
show
know
her
I'm-
living there.
Yeah, we really want to show
Makeup, what clothes does she have, like a jacket, or does she have like underwear and stuff where it establishes
toothbrush,
residence?
makeup, right?
She had clothes.
I'm like disgusted that Steve wouldn't even say anything. They were basically like family. I mean, they were dealing with each other all the time. In regards to Dom and, Kenzie, like her being over there, and horrible not to say a word to her. I agree. Hey, Tricky. Yeah, Prefer the Truth says, imagine Steve is at her son's grave and doesn't even say he's sorry. Why would it matter if Kenzie lived there? Oof. I think that could be like a thing, because then they might want to get a search warrant for the house. And I mean, yeah, she was staying there a lot, but and Dom let her move in. But I mean, well, Dom had no choice. Remember, she moved herself in. So I guess some responsibility would fall back on the Russo, since they own the house and Kenzie was not 18 yet. I don't know. That's how you know that their daughter was guilty, says Laura. I think if he said anything, it could be a mission of guilt. Yeah.
At my house, which, remember, I always maintained the room for Dom. His own
Right.
room, it's still there. but she had clothes at my house. I would be washing clothes and I was washing her clothes. I can say that. And that was before he even moved next door, which we kind of just considered it all our big house because he just could not sleep in the same house with Christopher. They just had a conflict and
Right.
it just
Right.
stressed him out too much. So
Well, and it's kind of nice that it was right next door and he could just stay there and.
right, and come over for breakfast and dinner and the whole bit. And,
We just want to establish that residence piece. We
Oh,
want to
yeah, well,
we
I
want
know,
to
and
show that
it's
proceeding to
multiple
crash.
places, so you know. So there's, I remember seeing shoes in the living room. I know there was purses in the back room because when we were looking for his clothes and shoes, that's when I brought it up. And then I would like I was ready to just take it and throw the stuff out. And then I said, well, I don't know where this came from. I don't know who gave it to her, and I just put everything back. So I have touched the stuff,
Yes,
but
okay.
I left it where I found
I
it.
got it.
And then, so at least in 2 rooms for sure.
Yeah, if you can maybe either take a recording of it or take pictures of it, we just want to be able to establish, hey,
She's
because
living
her
as an
dad
adult.
slip of a tongue, and he's like, oh, she's been living with the Russo, and then mom right away kind
Yeah.
of jumped in, was like, no,
Something-
she just visited him.
No.
Something else too is I know this isn't like, I mean obviously that you're gonna protect your own daughter in this like instance, but I had a buddy who like went and seen Kenzie in the hospital actually, and was like, how's it going, blah blah blah, and then as soon as something did come up about the crash, her mom like shut it down and said like, oh, we can't speak of any of that because of like legality matters. There was a point in time where I was texting her mom directly about her daughter's problems, about like Kenzie's problems, saying like this and that. Like I remember at the time her parents were trying to give her antidepressants, okay? And she was already getting antidepressants since I believe middle school.
Do we remember ever her bringing that up in the text messages? Antidepressants. Kenzie. Jeez, could that be what was maybe she was having a bad effect to them or something? Was that like why she was so violent? Thank you, Mary Beth. You're so sweet. We love you. She says, I'm grateful for y'all. Y'all are my second family. Yes, I feel the same way too. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I believe she will never get out of jail. I think they wanted to establish her living independently as an adult for charging purposes, maybe. Yeah. Could see that.
All right, and like teenage girls, they have a lot of drama going on. And to me, to be honest, like her drama didn't seem any more than a normal teenage girl that just might be like a little high strung. Do you see what I'm saying? So, she was on, I think it was Zoloft or Prozac, one of the two, I forget, for like over a year, and well, she hasn't taken them in forever either. But this is back in I think 8th grade or something, 9th grade that she quit. And then I started talking to Kenzie about it, and Kenzie was telling me that the pills, made her feel worse. And I started talking to her mom about that, and her mom just kind of had this attitude like, "Don't tell me how to raise my daughter." And I'm like, "Well, I'm actually like, not to say too much, but I'm a psychology minor, so it's like I know a little bit about this stuff." And she doesn't have any, you know what I mean? She didn't seem like she had any issues. You know what I mean?
So,
I don't know. I feel like maybe, obviously being exposed to antidepressants, but you don't really need them, might have.
do you know from
messed her up in some way? I don't know.
do you know from what was your relationship like with Dominic? Were you guys close? Did he
Yes.
confide in you? Okay.
Yeah.
So would you say it's fair that Dominic perhaps shared some, I don't say secrets, some brotherly information with you about her? Like, hey man, like, geez, can't put up with this, or I'm worried about my safety. She's a crazy driver. I don't want to get in the car with her. Anything of that sort?
There was multiple times, even in the month of July, that he was trying to break up with her.
Really?
Yeah, like literally just even last month,
That would be July.
2 months ago, well, the month
Yeah.
before he died. You know what I mean? That's what.
Yeah,
that's
prior
what I meant.
the
yeah.
crash. Yeah, we got you.
Can you tell me more about that? Whatever you know.
There was I know that you've probably already spoken about this, but there was an instance literally the week or a couple days before the crash that she was hitting him on the highway while driving on the highway, and he had to pull his car over on the side of the highway, not in a very safe parking spot either, and have somebody else come pick them up and drive the car home because
She was hitting him. on the highway in the car.
He was scared that she was gonna make him crash, and that was just prior to the day before the
Could that have been what happened? Maybe she was hitting him in front of Davion.
actual crash, where she was driving.
Mhm.
That's
So
different
That's
than
different
my
than the
highway
one,
on the
okay.
highway.
So that's a different highway one where,
Cause
Where
under that
Dominic
one, she
was-
was driving, right?
Right.
And
So
she-
under this one, he was driving.
Yes, the highway thing before the crash, he was driving, she was hitting him.
Okay.
He's driving, she's hitting him. He has to pull over on the side of the highway to avoid
Okay.
any possible.
and how do you know about
whatever.
this? What's your
I-
source of information?
I was actually I was already on vacation, right? I'm pretty sure. I was out of town, or else he probably would have just called me.
Okay.
But I was in Florida, so he called up a family friend, and his name's Chris,
Okay.
and
Frenchman?
Yeah.
They already know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because my text is to her.
well, I'm
and I
not
go,
gonna sit here and call him Hench. you
But
know?
they already
Yeah,
know he's
we
calling
know
Yeah,
her.
well,
Hench.
it's in the text.
Yeah.
They refer to him
Okay,
as
well then
Hench, yeah.
he called Hench and said, "Hey, can you come pick me up?" And Hench came and picked him up, and then I heard about it. I don't know if he even really. I was still in Florida when he passed.
Okay. And so
he
these
didn't
are
really-
two
he didn't really
different
talk to me
incidents,
about it,
right?
But I talked to Hench about it. I talked to her about it, and that's one thing I didn't hear from him. But I wasn't in town.
Okay.
You know?
But you heard it from Hench that,
And
you know,
he's alive and it gets personal knowledge of
Okay.
that, so he's picked him up twice. I didn't know about that one when we interviewed.
Right, we just knew about, yeah,
Ooh.
okay, so two, alright.
yeah, probably
And,
have to
and
talk to
Hench picked him
We know Dom wasn't telling Miss Russo everything, unfortunately.
up from both
Both
of
in-
those.
yes.
Wait,
Yeah,
Hench
we
picked
got
him
it.
up twice.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
remember the time that, when I was gonna, it was that Sunday when it was raining, you were in town. I was in the garage, had that testing the next day, and she was threatening to crash the car and kill them on the highway, and I had to have Hench go get him then in the pouring down rain in my car.
Is this the same situation? Am I just like mixing it up?
No, because she was driving, and this time Dom was driving.
Yeah, one time she was behind the wheel, and then the other time Dom was behind the wheel. We knew a lot about the one when she was behind the wheel. I don't think there's a whole lot that I've found yet.
Yeah,
in
I'm
her
pretty sure.
phone that talks
Listen,
about that one.
I heard it from someone else, so it has me questioning if I have my story mixed up. But no, I'm pretty sure I was told that he was driving,
Okay.
and he was.
That's okay, we'll
We
clear it
can-
up with Hench.
Yeah, we can double check
Okay.
with Hench, see how.
He'll
I don't
talk
want
to
to.
us.
I don't want to give
Yeah,
misinformation.
no,
you know?
that's fine. That's not a problem. So let's go back to the whole breakup scenario. So we've established that Dominic,
Yeah, Lakeside lawyer says 2 prior threatening incidents. Bad ones too, physical.
and from your firsthand knowledge, you know, Mackenzie would threaten to hurt herself and Dominic should he broken up with her.
Yes.
And now we know, you know, Dominic mentioned it to you that he plans on breaking up with her. Did he tell you?
I
How
might
did-
even. I might even be able to look at some text right now about it. I don't really know if he told me if it was on a phone call.
But it's firsthand.
He
Is what I'm
expressed it
trying
to
to
me multiple times.
understand. It's he told you directly, like Angelo, can't do this shit.
Honestly,
anymore."
like it's heartbreaking to me because like the day before I went to Florida, which is the last time I seen him face to face, he was really just talking to me about about like how he can't keep letting Kenzie like run his life, but not even an aspect like that. Like he said like all right, for example, you know how I was saying how he can't go out with even me occasionally because she's upset about it and this and that. He said that she holds him back. And we were just talking about, you know, like traveling. Like I was saying, like, hey, let's go on some vacations together, you know, this and that. He was talking to me, like, just me and him, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Let's go and let's go see some stuff and go, like, live it up. And, I don't know. He was just telling me about how he wants to travel the world too, which has always been one of my dreams, to travel, like, the world, you know? And, like, I think he was really, honestly, finally getting to the point to where, like, even if she was, like, saying, oh, I'm gonna hurt you, he would have like maybe even taken that chance because it's been going on for like 2
He would have taken that chance. I agree so much with this. Lakeside, too ashamed that he was a victim. Yeah, Dom was like Johnny Depp all over again, you know? Literally. The verbal abuse, the showing up, the throwing things, keying his car.
years.
Have
It was
you?
really going on for like 2 years. Like they'd be good for like a month or two. Like sometimes they'd have 2-3 fights in a week.
Have you ever seen them going at it, fighting?
Yes.
maybe in the house?
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
describe what was it like?
She honestly, like, he'll be like, dude, he would be so nice and as accommodating as possible to stop the fight. And she'd be one of those people that is just petty, 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 petty. You know what I mean? Just to like to the fullest extent. He'd be like, "What's upsetting you? I'll fix it." You know? And then she would just have some like snob comment. I can't even quote her word for word, but
I think we can even quote her at this point. Yeah, Laura says, except Johnny Depp had a shit ton of money and he lived. True. I think just the shame of it all, you know? She psychologically beat him down bad. I definitely agree with that.
he's just like I remember times him like expressing to me how frustrated that he was, saying, "I do every single thing I can for this girl. I ask her what's upsetting you, I'll make it better, this and that, blah blah blah." And she finds like any single thing just be mad at me about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I witnessed it a lot too. Like, I don't know.
Did
Even
you
just
ever
stuff with
Did you ever see her hit him? Put her hands on him,
her hit him.
like just go, or throw stuff at him, or
No.
Actually, now that you
no.
say that,
I feel like he might have.
I remember several times now, because my memory's getting jogged, that he would say, "Mom, can you get Kenzie out of here? She's
Refusing to leave and stuff.
refusing to leave. She's out of control. She's hit me." I do remember that. And
I never
and then I
witnessed
would
it.
get on the phone and say, "Just leave and go home."
There's
Yeah.
there's
Oh.
multiple times, even pretty like recently before all this, that Dom would have to call Kenzie's parents, call her mom and stuff, and say, "Hey, you need to come get Kenzie out of here. Like, she's refusing to leave my house. She's being crazy." And it'd be a situation where they'd be in a fight. Like, keep in mind something stupid that she started, and he's like, "Listen," he's like, "just go home." He's like, "We'll hang out tomorrow. It'll be like a whole like new thing." He'd finally like get her out. She'd be the type to show back up at his house, pounding on his window. "No, I'm coming in, blah blah blah. We're talking this shit out right now." You know what I mean? It's like, dude, there's times where that happened and we were in the house hanging out with him. He's like, "Okay, you guys just gotta go home." You know what I mean? I gotta talk to her. And it's
Wow,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, just really everything behind it. The number one word for it is like selfish and self-centered. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't really know how to like go through arguments properly. Doesn't know how to do stuff like healthily. Wants to.
Would you attribute any of that to her age? What was there, 2 years between her and Dom?
Yeah,
About 2 years.
but
Because
I mean-
early on, you knew her when she was pretty young, 9th, 10th grade-ish. But let's talk about maybe the last year. Was it
did her
like
personality get worse, or has it always
was it
been
an
steady?
immaturity thing?
so earlier
Or was
years.
it more of
You guys, we saw this, remember? It was like 2021, 2020, things were like, she wasn't as crazy. And then 2021 and 2022, I think she lost her mind. I think someone mentioned what month. Was it October of 2021 that she lost her shit completely? I'm trying to remember, definitely worse. I mean, she was psycho all the way around. But they hooked up when she was 14. She was 17. Yeah, I think something around there. We heard the text. She went crazy while he had company numerous times. They're asking him to confirm what they already read in the text. Exactly. Yes, October 2021. Thank you, Lakeside. I do remember, even while we were reading the text messages, we're like, holy cow. The Shirley's unleashed this demon. Yeah.
just an unstable thing?
Earlier years, I just had more of a relationship with her as her big brother, so I just
Okay.
knew more of what was going on with her, like directly from her.
Yeah.
Okay, but her behavior never really got better. To me, it almost just got more drastic.
Okay.
Like before, when she was younger, 9th, 10th grade, she would go home when they were fighting or whatever, and then be texting him saying, "Oh, I'll hurt myself, blah 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 blah," and then he's like, "Okay, please don't. We can work this out, whatever, you know." But then it came to the point where she's 16 now, she's driving, she's 17, she's even older, you know. She's driving back over, she's banging on windows, like her behavior became more erratic. Maybe also because she had more ways to let it out and to show
Right.
that, you know what I mean, and to come over or whatever. But no, she at first there'd be like when it
She
first
lives
started.
close to you guys too. She's just on the street there.
Yeah.
So, Angelo, have you ever been a passenger while she was driving?
Oh my gosh, I can't, no, never once.
Okay. Do you know anything about her driving? Anybody ever describe her driving to you?
I mean, she's told me, I've heard her say that she thinks she's a great driver. I forget who told me. I don't think it was Don. It might have been his buddy Blair told me that she's a terrible driver. No, never really like. I'd have to bring it up. I didn't really internalize it if I did have a convo about her driving. All I know is I never really wanted to get in a car with her, just because like not like saying like, oh, she's crazy and she'll crash the car on purpose or something. Like obviously I wasn't thinking that at the time, but just her high strung anxiety, like she's just like a really high strung person. I don't know if that's the kind of person I want to be in the car with. You know what I mean? She kind of like has moments where she like obviously like loses her composure.
Blair said, and I just have to repeat what he says, is that bitch drives crazy. She would be speeding. And
Oh,
him and,
yeah.
and he
I
said
was
that
I
him
would
and
hear about her
Dom-
speeding and driving crazy too. Actually,
Him
from
and
Blair.
Dom would bitch at her about the speeding.
Who did you say went to West Virginia with them?
Oh, it was Florida, the mother.
Oh, Florida. That was her mom, but didn't your ex and somebody go down and meet them down?
Me.
You met them down there. Did she fly to Florida? Her and Dom fly to Florida? They drove?
They drove together like two
They
cars.
drove in tandem with, so it's her and Dom and then
The mom.
her mom and, okay. But you guys flew down and met them down there.
No, we also drove.
Oh, you did drive?
Yeah, me
Okay.
and my dad, we already had I guess they already had some trip planned. They were going to Orlando, and my dad wanted to. We never took like a vacation, just me and him. So he's like, "Hey, let's get in my car. We'll go hit Destin, go see your Aunt Sherry, and then Clearwater was right in like in between,
Yep.
like Fort Myers and Orlando. So then we met in Clearwater. And I don't know for a day, you know, like me and my dad, Dom, Kenzie's mom, her
Okay.
mom, and her sister.
Okay.
What was she like down there?
The
If you
reason.
remember.
Oh, go ahead. I don't interrupt.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. I remember it was like a huge project. We barely even got to hang out because we got down there. You know, Clearwater, it's busy, right?
Uh-huh.
So Kenzie's driving, right? Kenzie refused to let Dom drive, and so she's driving the car, and so we're going this way. There's a big like roundabout on the main road of Clearwater. And it goes in both directions, and most of the shops are all like this way.
Mhm.
So going down the roundabout, we kept saying turn right, right? She went around the roundabout twice, like ended up going like had to turn back around, come back and missed it again, and before she finally went the right way, we're turning around saying just stay where you're at. We'll just like come to you. We're driving back. They don't listen. Keep driving this way now. They're over here now. We got to come back. It took us 45 minutes just to even figure out where they were going. Then we didn't even get parked together, okay? Because then just after all this driving around and all this trying to figure out like how to pull up next to each other, finally Kenzie just decides that she's starving and needs something to eat. And Dom says, okay, now I'll have to take Kenzie to get some food. And hold on.
This is so crazy, the drama she caused all the time. Yeah, I need to eat something now. She ruins everything. Mal, you're late. It's not your fault. I know. Sorry, babelet.
So when you and your dad drove down, you did not caravan with them. You were on your own timeline, essentially.
Yeah, we were
Okay.
just meeting at the
Alright.
beach, you know.
Okay.
And we all met up in one spot before going to the beach, and we just decided they decided more like it'd be easier to just drive separate.
Did Dom
And
tell
it
you
just-
anything about her driving down there? We heard an incident that happened on the way to Florida. Did he mention anything to you about that? Involving
think
her
so.
driving?
Incident on the way to Florida.
Mhm. Something about her driving.
Say something about it. You might like jog my memory. I'm not really sure.
Just, the unsafe driving to where,
Speeds.
speeds and, kind of closing up on people to where he might have not felt safe to actually come back.
So
Anything about
sad.
that?
I think I remember him saying something to me about how he drove mostly,
Okay.
and because it was more comfortable. But I don't think he went into detail about it. About did something to you about it or something?
Mm-mm.
No. Has anybody, or is that just like?
No, again, one of the things is
I
we got a
think-
lot of the kids
I think
telling
he
us
told
things.
me.
We were just trying to sort what
I think he told me he drove
he
mostly
drove
the whole
most
way.
of it. Okay.
So like obviously though, in that like obviously you'd split up driving
hmm
unless you just feel more comfortable driving. So that kind of already like let me know. I mean, I don't know. I was nervous to begin with, and so was my dad even before like they left, saying Dom and Kenzie driving just them because
I can't remember what happened on that trip. I know we covered it in the text messages.
like Kenzie's, we've already said enough about like her driving, and then Dom. It's not like he's the greatest driver either. Like he's a decent driver, but he's got all this hair in his face and stuff, and brushing his hair, like trying to see and shit. It's like
Yeah.
I was nervous about either of them driving all that distance, to be honest. But not like in terms of Dom being crazy or anything. Just
Right.
like, you
Yeah.
know,
So
being lackadaisical.
I got
How
you.
he is sometimes.
So the just to be kind of very clear cut with this, recently, I'd say maybe 2022, did Dom say anything to you about being concerned for his safety? Not maybe something malicious, but something like, hey, you know what, this girl's gonna get herself killed or get somebody killed or get some innocent driver or pedestrian, somebody killed because of her driving. Anything that maybe any conversations like that?
Okay, Jay Bari says, wasn't that the trip where he had the bathroom incident? Was that the trip? I want to say yes, but I might have to go back and review that. But yeah, remember the bathroom incident? That was bad.
Between just, two brothers, you know, chopping it up.
She'd make threats. He'd definitely say that she's the kind of person to follow through with those threats.
He believed she would follow through.
Oof.
Yeah, not like. I mean, obviously everybody makes false threats and empty threats and stuff like that. But some of the stuff he would or she would say, I do remember him telling me, yeah, Kenzie's crazy. She would actually probably do that shit.
So since the crash and the passing of Dominic, has she been in contact with you? Has she reached out to you?
She texted me multiple times. I could read you the text word for word. She never once said I'm sorry for your loss. She never once said I'm so sorry for what happened. She never once took any responsibility. Not even having to take any responsibility. Just saying I'm sorry Dom's gone. Like anything. But she asked me for forgiveness about 10 times. Saying, I hope that you forgive me. I still want to be a part of your family. Listen, I'll just show you the text and make it easy. I would rather you see the text because these disgusting.
Well, he's looking for that, so I don't forget. I don't even know if this is even relevant.
I didn't even open the last ones. I'm opening them now though for you guys. But these literally disgusted me.
Wow.
We went canoeing last year. I took off work. I went to court, and we were all four. Me and Dom and Kenzie were going to go canoeing. So I packed snacks for the canoe and cooler and all that. So we had a bag that had like chips and that sort of thing that was supper. You didn't put in the bags because so they'd crush. Well, we forgot. She ruined the entire canoe trip. She sat there and threw a fit that we had forgotten those chips, that she had nothing to eat.
Tantrums.
And I kept saying, we're enjoying our day. There's no fighting. We will find something for you to eat. We even stopped at the one bar. Remember
She
that?
was not satisfied with anything.
No, nothing. It didn't matter what
Yeah.
I had. It was not, she did not have those chips.
She literally treated everyone like she treated Dom and vice versa.
Okay. So we ended up stopping at one of the places that was like a bar, restaurant or whatever, and finally fed her or whatever. But the whole and Dom was just stressed out this whole time, just because she was so pissed about those chips. And the thing, she was very
Just some chips.
crafty on how she would do stuff, because she would stick her dig. Me and Andrew in a canoe, they're there. She would stick her digs and her comments so that we couldn't hear. And all I would ever say, I always try to be neutral, because I'm always thinking, well, these kids are going to break up, but they're going to get back together, and I'm going to say something that's going to damage the whole thing. And I would just say, there's no fighting. We're having a great day. We're canoeing. We'll get through it. We'll find you something to eat. Don't worry. You know what I mean? And it was just
How embarrassing. Imagine you're on a family trip and your parents have to tell you, like, stop fighting. I mean, I know they're young, but I mean, My gosh. She's a brat. I know. I agree.
A big tantrum. I mean, everything was a tantrum. You forgot chips. Okay, I get it. Do you know what I mean? But that is not enough to be
Right.
a tantrum to ruin the day.
Okay.
So Don was 20, right? He couldn't even come next door to eat his mom's dinner half the time because Kenzie would cry about how her food would have to be like gluten-free, everything, like all that, you know? And
No GMOs.
as a 20-year-old kid, and he's like the man, you know, he's cooking for her every single night. And then also like, even just in terms of like relationship, not even like anything to do with anything else, I witnessed so many times her like him saying to her, like, I cook for you every night. Can you at least just like clean some stuff or like
Yeah.
do the dishes? And then she'd be like, make it like a thing. Like this is like one of the things where I'm saying that she's petty. That she'd be like, oh, I'll do the dishes after you start being nice to me again. And he's like, how am I being mean to you or something? It'd be like, it wouldn't even make any sense. It'd just be like, okay, like I'm going home. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just one of these days I'm just going home, you know.
Can we see those texts when she did not express
Oh yeah.
you know,
First
remorse or apology or anything?
First, I wanted you to kind of note how long it was since we talked before this.
Gotcha.
She texted me on August 6th, okay? Before that, the last time she texted me was May 7th.
Okay, let me
So-
write this down. So May 7th.
Was the last time she texted me, and it was just to say Dom's phone died. The
Okay.
last time she texted me before that was she was asking me if I could do homework for her because she was too lazy to do her math work.
Wow.
And I mean, honestly, like, I
So
mean,
May 7th, and then when was the
He's like, wow.
next time after May 7th? What was the date?
August 6th, when
That was
after the crash.
I think
Okay.
that was the day she got her phone back.
And
Okay.
you could read it. This is what she said word for word.
August.
You want to read it out loud
Yeah.
so we can hear it?
No,
Hey,
it's okay.
I'll read it for here. It says, "Hey Angelo, that's August 6th, 4:14 p.m. Hey Angelo, I don't know if you hate me, but tomorrow for the funeral, would you be able to go in Dom's room and grab some photos from his desk for me and him so I could put them into the casket so he can be with me forever?"
Doesn't say sorry.
That part. I think people do that, right? But it's scary coming from Kenzie.
It doesn't say nothing. Doesn't say anything. It says, "Hey Angelo, I don't know if you hate me, but can you go grab pictures of us and put them in his casket so I could be with him forever?" How, like, honestly, how psychotic does that sound? That sounds fucking twisted. She texted me again after that, and all just to say, "Please let me know." And she texted me again, August 23rd. Actually, she did say sorry one time. First time that she ever said this. She said, here, we can read it if you want.
It says, "Hi Angelo, I just wanted to say I'm so sorry. I know you probably think this is all my fault, and I'm not asking you to feel bad for me, but I just wanted to say I'm so sorry, and I know you miss him so much. I wish he was here too. This should have never happened. He loves you so much, and I know.
Yeah, I know.
You know that. I don't even know what to say to you or just feel so bad. I hope you guys can forgive me because I'll always look at you guys as family. You don't even need to respond to me. Just wanted you to know I'm so sorry." Okay.
But see, even these texts that she sent me, even in this one, okay, it maybe would have been something if it's like, hey, if it was just I'm so sorry, you know. But then she has to go just one line. It's one sentence of I'm so sorry, and then it goes, I know you probably think this is all my fault, and I'm asking you to feel bad for me. Why would I feel bad for you in this situation? How to take you one sentence of saying sorry, and then just to go to that, and then you're
Wow.
gonna say,
I know that since we gave her
it's
phone
like, and
back
then she
to
says,
her,
I hope you guys can forgive me. In the first text where you finally apologize, right?
Wow.
So I'm finally saying, I'm sorry I killed your brother. I hope you forgive me. How's forgiveness and me feeling bad for you even on your mindset? Like, how's it even on there? It should literally be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I about the pain. Like, it should all be
Well, it
about
shows that
who you're
she's-
texting.
She's worried about what you think of her, so she's using the I'm
It's
sorry as a
everything.
buffer.
Like the whole entire consistency of her is just she's just self-absorbed and self-centered. Everything that she texts me, even if she's finally saying I'm sorry, it's about her. It's not even about me.
so I know since
We know this. It's always about Pumpkin. Always.
Since we gave her the phone, she's been back active on social media and all that. Any of your friends screenshot you anything? Have you, you know, we've received some photos of her in the wheelchair out and about.
I could definitely get some screenshots. I'm not on social media much at all.
Okay.
But the first thing I did hear of, and at the time, we didn't even know if this was her mom or her or what, because we didn't even know if she was even awake to use a phone. We didn't know how severe her injury was or anything, you know. And the first thing I seen from her, she didn't text my mom, she didn't text me, she didn't text my dad, she didn't text anybody in my family. The first thing I seen from her contacting anybody was she texted a modeling agency that reached out to her and said something. And she went on Instagram. But that was before even like you're gonna go and reach out to a modeling agency on Instagram about to want to use your picture before texting
Several people and made us
Yeah.
aware of that.
many people in between that should have gotten that text beforehand. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then like her mom, her dad has said so never even texted me once. I already previous to this had somewhat of a relationship with her mom, talking about her daughter's issues or whatever.
So Angelo even had a freaking established relationship with Natalie over how crazy Kenzie was. I saw Anne say she's from Scotland. Thanks, Anne, for being here. There's a little bit of everyone here. New York, Florida, Utah, Cali, Oregon, Tennessee. That's awesome. Sick family, says Evie. Yeah, I'm just showing you guys the comments. Let's continue.
I think or whatever, and you know, and it wasn't like we never talked before. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'd come say hi to her in the driveway. You know what I mean? When she was dropping her off, and before she was driving, it was a while ago, but
But she definitely has your number. She could have
she's
reached out.
never said not even a word, not a peep, neither from her dad or nothing. You know what I mean?
Do you?
I was just gonna say that, just a thought that she always is concerned about who hates her, so again, like I have to see her at the cemetery all the time. Now she's been sort of telling me when she's going, so I've been able to kind of avoid it. But, I'm still talking to her, told you I would.
That's right.
Well, plus she dangles all the pictures of Dom and videos and claims she just found this, let me send this to you. And I know, come on, that's her way of just here to keep talking. But anyway, the one kid came over and introduced himself.
Yeah, I remember in the text with Miss Russo, she was basically stalking Miss Russo.
Said he never knew Dom, but he was good friends with Davion. They had met at Grace Church, and blah blah, started talking, and you know, so I saw Dom's mom, and Kenzie was there, and there was another lady there with her daughter, and I think the dad was there again, and she said, well, oh, just thank you so much for not hating me. And then every time, I'm just so scared to be here. Everybody in Strongsville hates me. I don't know what to do. And I said, well, I'm sure that people don't hate you. You know what I mean? But
Yes, we know people hate you.
she went to that concert in the wheelchair that Cub Kitty or whatever his name is.
Kid
And
Cudi.
and she was there with her girlfriends and the one girlfriend's mom too. And they had her in the front row, and then she was getting piled on, I guess, because they get all, and I'm hearing this all from her, okay?
You should not be in a wheelchair and be
Yeah,
at a concert.
they were all
you know?
piling in. I guess they do this dancing and they squish up and everything. So, you know.
Yes, remember this, right? The concert. Why the hell was she at a freaking concert in a wheelchair like a couple weeks after the crash? Hey Nancy, good to see you. Cub Kitty, that was the best thing ever. I won't forget that. Cub Kitty. Thank you so much for not hating me. Exactly.
The monitors had to move her to the wheelchair to a different section and all of that, but yeah. So, and I forget the
So
girl's name,
which
Lily.
concert was that? Because there's
Kid Cudi.
there's two that she's been to.
Listen,
Oh, there's
listen,
two. I
just
only
for
This
the
is
record.
Nautica.
This is the one at the Nautica Pavilion.
Listen, here's the thing too.
We got pictures
like
from
Kid Cudi.
somebody from Strongsville who was there. Texted us.
And here's the thing though too is like Kid Cudi. Like I love Kid Cudi. Like when I was like like younger, and he's like all talking about Cleveland. Like Cleveland is the reason, all this stuff, blah blah blah. And really like kind of took like a different edge to like he was like a rapper, but it wasn't rap. He wouldn't be talking about violence or anything like that. He'd be talking about like, you know, like communities and like himself and like stuff like that, you know, and like a little bit about pot and stuff like that too. But and I love a Kid Cudi. I was so distraught. I heard about the concert in June, and I was so distraught. I completely forgot until the day of the concert. People are, oh, we're going to the Cudi concert, and I'm kind of thinking like, dang, I wish I would have like remembered about that. But then also, it's like I don't even care. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Angela was actually grieving rather than going to a concert. I know everyone grieves differently, but come on now. Kenzie, we know, was just evil. She had no remorse. She didn't care about anyone but herself.
So it's like, to me, it's even like you have that much in you to like remember all these plans and like go do all this stuff. It's like, dude, it wasn't like, it's not like it's like your mom's like birthday. Like, yeah, you're not gonna like forget that, but it's like you remember to go to a Kid Cudi concert and get a ride in your wheelchair down here and like go through all that work to go see a concert. But I get like 2 texts from you ever, and you don't even like say something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Well,
know. Just like
do me a
her,
favor.
where her mind's at just does not seem right to me at all. To be
I'm
honest.
gonna leave my card with you, but if anybody does send you text, we told people send them to us because I'm putting them in my report, showing them to Tim, just to kind of establish that pattern that since I don't want to say she's moving on, but she doesn't seem to care enough.
Since this tragedy, she's just
She's
gone on
been
living her
just
life.
out and about, and so just even if you're not into it, just maybe text it to mom, have mom get them to me via email so I can attach them to
Screenshots
the
and stuff of it,
yeah
you know, what she's doing
screenshots.
and everything.
Because I had those ones where she's begging me to go in the house. That's what's even creepier.
Right.
That they're gonna call you guys about getting her stuff. She has not once said, she said to me, well, do you think Angelo's gonna go in there and destroy my things? This is what she said, and I said, no, Angelo's not gonna destroy anything. And I said, I can always get together what you have or something like that. She goes, but I wanna go in there. And she goes, can't you just sneak me in and not tell anybody? And I just want to spend the day there because November 14th is our anniversary. And I'm just like, I can't even walk in there.
Makes you think what's in there that she
It's
wants.
so bad. Or why does she want, and how could you
Did
do
Dom
that?
keep cash in there?
We loved it. That's one thing. He
The-
just had nothing.
Okay.
I know you
We know Dom always had cash laying around. Maybe not at that time. Who knows? Maybe that's actually true. Even the family's calling her creepy. Yes.
were in Florida at the time of the tragedy here, but any idea why they were going down Progress to Alameda? Do you know in the past if they've used this as a shortcut to get somewhere?
Well, yeah, it tells me that they were coming, I forget if it's south or north or whatever, Pearl. Obviously, they were coming towards 82,
Mm-hmm.
down Pearl, and then that's just a little cut through. You go, they end up on Westwood.
Right, but I know. Do you know why they were taking that? Is this like a normal?
It's a normal cut through, yeah.
normal cut through
Just,
she's always taken.
I mean, well, the reason that I use it is just because avoid all the Pearl lights. Because you hit Pearl and you go
Right.
light. You turn down Progress, you go right down
Right.
Prospect. You have 2 lights, and then you're
Right.
home. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Perfect.
So that's the reason why I take it.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume it's the same reason.
Okay.
One thing I can tell you about that, or that I was curious about, like obviously just to wrap up a lot of what I was saying, you know what I mean? For one, like I heard that Dom was riding in the back seat. That's not true. So he was in the front seat.
Okay. Well, that was what we were told I told you that from the funeral director said that.
Oh.
That's wrong. He was front seat passenger.
Front passenger,
Okay.
and Davion was in the back.
Okay.
Okay.
She said that another thing I can fill you guys in, and she said she went to a psychic,
Oh,
3
jeez.
3 days ago. I have to look at my phone. And so I said, well, what did he say? Because I'm trying to get everything in writing. She goes, oh, no, you have to call me. Well, she said basically nothing. But what she did go on to say was that, the psychic made it very clear to her that the accident was caused because she swerved left.
That make
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just telling you, this is the latest story. Okay.
That's her
so,
story. Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Tell her to stick to that.
Yeah. I mean,
Tell her to stick to that.
yeah. So,
Because it's wrong.
that was the other thing. And you guys also need to be aware, which I
Wait,
don't,
but listen, here's the thing I don't get. She said that.
Kenzie was grasping. She knew she was going to be effed. I feel like just continuing to harass Miss Russo, show up everywhere, get all the information, trying to get the phones, trying to get her stuff. Like she knew. She had to have known with all the investigating they were doing in interviews.
The psychic told her to swerve left,
know that she swerved left.
and that's why it happened.
Mhm.
Well, she swerved right off the road.
I'm just telling you, I don't
And
know the
then-
details. I'm just repeating what I'm finding out.
Mhm.
And now you made me forget what else I wanted to say besides
Oh, I'm
that.
sorry.
It's okay about the psychic. Oh, you guys should know that, so Dom's birthday was Saturday, and, he always went to dinner with his friends every year. That was a tradition. And there's times that there was family there, and sometimes it was just the friends. So I told my ex that you're welcome, but we're just gonna, I guess what are we gonna do? And I said, we're gonna go to dinner with his friends, just like he would if you're welcome, but nobody else when I'm inviting. It's just what Dom would have done or whatever. So the dad got all pissed off. He threw a huge birthday party at
Wow.
his daughter's house, cake, the whole bit, put up boards, put up pictures, and invited the whole Shirilla family was there.
That was
Dom's dad,
Dom's dad did this.
your ex did
Yes.
Yeah.
So I told you I don't, and again,
So Dom's dad is the one that forgives Kenzie, which we know he was a piece of shit. Per Dom, that's what Dom would say in the text messages. So I ain't gonna knock Dom because if he's saying it for a reason, it's for a reason.
he's the one who thinks that he's been told from,
voodoo, whatever.
He said that the pendulum told him to forgive Kenzie to the fullest, and that it's not her fault or something. And that he said literally that day, I'm gonna forgive her. And like, I haven't even been talking to him because he's just honestly such an idiot to be like in my eyes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what he could be thinking or whatever. But I mean, even for example, right? There was a situation where my cousin Antonio, right? He's 24, 25 years old, I forget. This is when I'm like 16. He's on the front of a boat, sitting on front of a boat, and the driver hits a buoy, okay, in the water, cuts his legs off, he bleeds out, he dies. The driver's found with MDMA in his blood, besides from alcohol and like all this other stuff, like you're thinking that he's gonna get some time, My dad nonstop talked every day that this guy would come up about how much of a piece of shit he was and how he wants to see him burn in jail and all this stuff. Well, the guy got put on like a 5-year probation with like a 15-year suspended sentence if he messed it up, and he ended up like beating up and robbing some old guy or something. And I don't even know how you like end up doing that, but did that, and then goes back to court. And my Aunt Nicole, Antonio's mother, is this court case is in Florida. This is where like this happened at. So she's in, up in Ohio, and she's on the video cam crying as a whole like written testimony, saying about how she wants him to get the maximum time, all this stuff, right? I'm there. This court date finally just got wrapped up in the end of April. So just now in the end of April of this year, like however many like years later, because the case was so long, the guy got sentenced to like 10 years in prison, right? My dad's like, at least he got 10 years, by which he has his whole fucking life in there, blah, 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 blah. So that's somebody, pretty identical situation. Somebody who killed somebody's son and our family in a crash while they were driving. Doesn't matter if they're high, sober, whatever, that's what happened. Everybody hates this dude's guts years later, and they want to see him burn in hell. But Kenzie does this. My dad talks to some freaking Ouija board, and he forgives her.
Ew.
I think it's pretty freaking screwed up, to be honest with you. And it's like,
there's a lot of things, and
Because you guys, we know Dom was not a fan of his dad. Remember, he used to beat Miss Russo and
it
Dom.
could be grief. It could be maybe she's something to hold on to that was close. Who
but
knows?
he never even
See,
hung out with her.
he
didn't.
no, it's not even that. He's been texting me saying that I'm not gonna be happy until I let go of the hate in my heart. And I'm telling him it's not about having hate in your heart. Somebody killed your son. Someone killed my brother. It doesn't even seem like it was an accident. It seems like she took it upon herself to ram that car into that wall against both of their wills. You know what I mean? I know Dom.
Let me ask you before you go any farther off.
Yeah, I saw Tippy said holding heat is hard on yourself. Yeah, I know, but did he not read the messages like to see how nasty Dom was treating his
At
son?
that point,
I mean, Kenzie
everything
treating
in your
Dom.
side, everything you've heard from people, everything you've heard here. You as a grown man, are you saying that's your gut feeling?
What do you think happened, basically?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's my 100%. Since like, I mean,
Hold
listen,
on.
like, since
What do you think happened?
That
I
night.
think
Yeah.
that I mean, off of what I know and off my assumptions, I think that they were in some kind of fight. Dom tried to break up with her multiple times, even in July. They kept not like working out, whatever. They kept making back up. The only thing I could really think of is they were obviously in some kind of argument.
Mm-hmm.
Kenzie's known to be the kind of person that she's let us know she will never let go of Dom. And if she has to let go of Dom, she will not go on living herself. She's pretty much let that be known. And the whole thing that I think of is you're going 94 miles an hour. You don't have a very fast car to begin with. You were stomping that gas pretty much that whole entire time. There's no brake marks on the street at all. Even before the hit, you would think that some type of instinct would kick in and you'd slam on the brakes. But to my knowledge, she went straight into it. To me, it seems like they might have been in a fight, maybe not even arguing. I think if it was like vicious arguing while I think if it was vicious argument while she was driving, he would have tried harder to spin the wheel. So I could think of it maybe they were lightly arguing, and she starts racing. He's trying to talk her down, saying like relax. She might have, I don't know what she had in her head. Okay, I know that we're breaking up, blah blah blah, this and that. I don't know what she could have possibly been thinking, but I can't go into details obviously because I have no idea. Obviously, but whole idea, like main points, I think that they were in a fight. I think that she took it upon herself to purposely crash into that wall. I think that he must have been trying to talk her down the whole time. They swerved off to the right at the end. I think he might have grabbed the wheel towards the end of it, maybe trying to spin him or something. Who knows? She could have been bear hugging it. I don't know. They're hitting bumps too. They're going 90. He could have not like. I don't know what's going through his head, you know. But I do know that Dom never once in his life ever expressed to me any form of I want to kill myself, I want to die, ever. He wanted to do so much stuff. He wanted to start up his own like shampoo lines, his own conditioner lines. He wanted to start up clothing lines. He wanted to get big in the music industry. He loved real estate. Like he was trying to get into buying houses. Like he had too many plans and too many goals for his life to plan anything like that. She's the only person who I've ever seen around him say, "I will kill you and I will kill myself if this and this happens."
Okay.
Like when she's
Wow.
not with him, like I mean, there's been situations even like the week before. There was two situations where he had to get picked up on the highway because they couldn't drive together. You know what I mean?
What type of we don't care about pot, but what kind of drugs do you know about her using?
I pretty much, honestly, just to my knowledge, just pot and occasionally alcohol. But I think even like recently, she's not been a big smoker at all because like I'd be over at the house and
What about the shroomies? What about the war milk? What about the perks? What about the sip, the lean? What about what else am I forgetting? The oh, I found out today what the chocolate bars are. Someone left me a comment. I think they said they were Xanax. I don't know. Now, did Angela know they were doing all of that? He's saying he doesn't.
like even Dom was even barely smoking. In the month of July and stuff, he just was getting over it, kind of like he didn't really have as bad of problems with his ankle anymore, you know. And his problems, it wasn't like muscle or bone problems. He had like bad nerve problems.
Yeah.
Like really bad like nerve issues and stuff. And so he was like pretty much like, getting over that. And I pretty much barely seen him smoking at all. And then Kenzie, I think like she was getting sick off it or something. Like some people have I forget what it's called, but you like smoke weed and you throw up, or you want to throw up at least, makes you sick or whatever.
Mhm.
So to my knowledge, like she was pretty much not smoking.
So any talk about
And she
acid
wasn't
or
really a drinker.
shrooms, anything like that?
I heard rumors after the crash about there being acid involved and mushrooms and all this shit. I don't
You've never seen it though.
believe that's the case.
What about medical? Did you ever see her pass out? Did Dom ever mention, we're sitting here and all of a sudden she just passed out? Anything of that sort? Did you ever witness anything? How about you, Ms. Russo?
No, not at all.
No, nothing
Never
like
heard, never
narcolepsy or nothing
seen
like
any
that.
type of medical issue? Okay.
The only things that we knew, and Ange just repeated it, and he sort of described the same thing I knew last, was the issue that's some condition with the marijuana. But I
So
thought
she
that was,
wasn't really,
but
like,
I
yeah.
thought that was a while ago. I thought
Mhm.
she was over that, and then this gluten-free thing with her stomach,
Gotcha.
Food issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
the food issues. So, but no other, she tried telling me the other day that she had, some other medical conditions, and I think that was just fluffing to try to, why wouldn't it have ever been mentioned to me before?
Gotcha.
Now he's dead and you're gonna mention this at the cemetery, do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they're trying to come up with
Yeah.
some other things, but, I don't know, the parents went out and bought her that car, they bought her that car before she had her license. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a kid that you're worried about some sort of, condition of driving, that was even just like with Christopher. I'm sure Christopher liked to drive, but I used to be nervous because of his mental health. So I've just never allowed him to get a driver's license,
Yeah.
right?
It's as
Makes
simple as
sense.
that, you know?
If she had those conditions, those parents were, she is their golden child. They treat the other sister like a piece of crap. She's the pretty one, she's the smart one, she's the other one's got problems. Like they just everything. It doesn't matter how outrageous. The only
Natalie and Steve thought Kenzie was their perfect golden child. Oh, they both need to be in a mental asylum.
reason that they ended up going to Florida, because her mom wasn't gonna go, and I even said, well, I didn't know the whole thing. I remember I was in and out of the hospital, so stuff was planned when I wasn't around, was they didn't think that they could check in because they weren't 21. So then the mother decided, well, I'll just go with you then before. Originally, she was just gonna drive down there to check them in and leave.
I'm screaming. You guys are saying smart? Because we're like, who? Who are they talking about? Because Kenzie was anything but.
This is
I
the stuff
heard that, and I
they,
was
they
like,
do.
what?
They are out of control with her.
Oh, listen
with
though.
her
And she was a juvenile at that point.
I didn't get to finish what I was saying about her smoking and drinking. Her drinking though, like the only times I've ever seen her drink, it's not like she's drinking liquor or anything like that. She's type drink like a Smirnoff Ice, like one of those like sugary malt beverages. You know what I mean? Drink like 2 of them to be fine. You know what I mean? So if not be fine would be like buzzed or whatever. Or,
Yeah.
like, but like she wasn't really like
I mean, she's
Getting
tiny.
slammed.
yeah, not a drinker really, not really a smoker either, honestly.
Is there anyone else you think we need to talk to besides Hench? Anybody you think would be, and again, like I told
I mean,
Mom, a lot of
just
people are not talking to us, but
A lot
still.
of other people I could think of. It wouldn't be anybody that could like have new information for you
Gotcha.
that would say like, oh, this and this happened or whatever. But I know a lot of people that, I mean, obviously like my buddies would all probably. I mean, I'd have to. I've talked to a couple of them about it, and they all think like my one buddy thinks that she did it on purpose too, and thinks that this and that.
We're trying to avoid a lot of like second, third, fourth hand
Mhm.
knowledge. We're looking more for somebody who was close with Dom, who would have some kind of first hand
Yeah, no,
knowledge.
this buddy I'm talking about was close with Dom. They talked
Okay.
often. You know what I mean? But
Listen, you got my card. Take a picture of it. Send it to some of your buddies. Encourage them to come talk to us. We can't compel anyone to talk. The few people who we think we need to talk to,
Yeah, a lot of their friends weren't wanting to talk at first. You guys remember this?
who are not going to talk to us, are going to get subpoenaed to the grand jury.
like, kind
The
Can I ask you?
prosecutor is going to make them come talk,
right,
but
right.
not to the police. They're going to talk directly to the prosecutor. But some of their friends
Oh,
are
okay.
refusing to.
Some of Mackenzie's
friends, yes, are refusing to be forthcoming.
Right.
And I did tell you about her hitting him in the car when he hit the mailbox and stuff like that. right?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
did, what was the other thing I was just thinking of? I said that oh, I did bring up the girl that she supposedly pushed down the steps, right?
She
Yes.
supposedly pushed on the steps.
Yeah.
We have, we have, there's a Snapchat about
She's gonna
that
keep you
that
on
she
your toes,
recorded.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Hey, wait, I remember hearing about the situation, obviously.
I will, the
When
big
did the
story.
story turn into that?
Okay, so the big story was this girl fell down the steps, blah, 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 and so how did she fall, and blah, blah, she had no alcohol in her system.
We had a guardrail and everything. You
Yeah,
know?
and
A handrail.
there's a handrail, and then as time went on, Kenzie was the one that told me personally, she said that these girls were really out to get her because they are accusing her of pushing this gal down the steps. I said, well, why in the world did you ever push that girl? I wouldn't push that girl down the steps. Just didn't think of nothing at the time, but after
Right.
the fact, I'm sitting there thinking, and I had asked that Houston when he called me, I said, do you think that do you hear that she pushed this girl down the steps? Houston believes she pushed her down the steps. Again, I know he's a little crazy or whatever, but he was the one that said that too.
Susan thinks that Kenzie pushed her down the
Pushed
steps
that
like
girl down the
firsthand.
steps, that's when she had that concussion and everything, she fully recovered, but it was a serious thing.
I know.
We're gonna talk about this incident, but I don't know about you guys, and this is my opinion only, just an opinion, not true. It has not been proven in court. I think Kenzie pushed that girl down the stairs.
It was fucked up.
Yeah,
so the mailbox
I wasn't there,
incident,
but yeah, Don told me all about it. It
That's
was like
when
a
I was
horror
in the
story. He
hospital.
told me that.
do you remember
fucking-
when tentatively?
yeah, it was,
Hey, do you know something too? This obviously this doesn't have to do with anything. I mean, it has to do with something kind of, but nothing really. But that situation too with that girl, he told me that if he wasn't there, that was just like somebody else's house, she probably would have died. Like he said that he said that he like ran downstairs
Wow.
and started like supporting her head because she was leaking from her face, so she wouldn't like drown in like her blood and stuff. He said that some of her friends started grabbing her, shaking her, smacking her, telling her to wake up, started like trying to drag her up the
What? That part?
stairs and started like supporting her head because she was leaking from her face, so she wouldn't like drown in like her blood and stuff. He said that some of her friends started grabbing her, shaking her, smacking her, telling her to wake up, started like trying to drag her up the stairs. They started freaking out like this and that. He said that most people just ran out the house, dipped, just fled the scene. You know what I'm saying? He said that fucking like right off rip, he's like calling ambulance, supporting her, holding her up. You know what I mean? Like he was like, he told me his whole body was covered in blood because he was just helping around and shit. And then I didn't know that she made a full recovery. That's thank God, because I was really worried. I remember hearing that she might have brain damage and all this stuff. And in a situation like that, you know, after
I know we've talked about this, you guys. We talked about it, I think, numerous times while we've been reading the text messages. We talked about how is the step incident and the girl being pushed. Could Davion and Dom know the truth? And that Dom was breaking up with her. They were already broken up. Remember the night of the crash? They had recently just made up and they weren't even fully back together yet. And could that have been a reason and motive? Like if they were like, Dom was like, I'm breaking up with you, like I ain't gonna have your back. And could that have been a motive? Definitely, I think so. Will we ever know? Probably not. Dominic had a traumatic life. Yes, he did. Vanjie says, I believe that too, because Kenzie was freaking out when it happened. Yeah. Sorry, but kids have no idea how to treat a fall victim. I agree, Evie. That conversation could have came up in the car. Yep. I absolutely think so. Could be a possibility.
the initial injury, it really does matter a lot on how you care for the person.
Right.
After that, you're really sensitive. If your head's
Because y'all imagine, like, if somebody snitched or said something and that girl had like serious issues, even though she recovered, she could have still civilly sued Kenzie. And then Kenzie could have got like attempted manslaughter or something. Like, I don't know, for pushing her down the stairs or, because that girl, they thought she wasn't going to make it.
torn or whatever, you're, oh, that's really tender, and
Right.
you know what I mean. But
I
Yeah.
wanna say March.
March of this year, 2022. Okay. Well, here's so I'm gonna transcribe all these notes, and if I have any follow-up questions, you mind if I reach back out to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Like I said, just encourage whoever some of your friends are, whoever might have firsthand knowledge of Mackenzie threatening, or maybe Dom confiding in somebody about Mackenzie making threats or being suicidal, something of that sort. You know, encourage them to reach out to us. Chris Hench, would he be willing to talk to? I just want to
he's-
figure
he's-
out the whole.
Yeah, I can bring him here because he
Okay.
right now doesn't have an operating vehicle, so.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
she also always says to me all the time that it should have been me, it should have been me
It's like,
that died in that crash.
I-
And I think that was kind of a weird, like, I said when my son died, I wish, why didn't I die in the hospital? You could have taken me, I'm older, not him, that sort of thing. I wish it was me. That's not how she says. She says it should have been me. And I think that that's a weird way to characterize
How well did
it.
you know Davion?
actually, I met Davion for the first time like a week before, maybe a couple days before off for Florida, you
Okay.
know. And my knowledge to Davion is that like Dom, so like me and Dom, like the last year or so, we just haven't been hanging out as much as we normally would. To honestly, mostly all to do with Kenzie. Like he's always doing something for Kenzie, doing something with Kenzie. Can't hang out with me because of Kenzie, whatever, you know. And
Sneeze.
there was like a lot of like there's like a lot of times I'd call him, I'd be like, you know, like what are you up to? Yada yada yada. And he's like, oh, I'm hanging out with Davion and Blair and Kenzie or whatever, you know. The first time I met Davion, he was working on Dom's Jag. Like I think he was just detaching a battery and putting in like a new battery and stuff like that. And I walked up to him, said, "What's up?" There's I don't know if you ever heard of like the rapper like Moneybagg Yo. Probably not. He's like a mainstream like rapper, you know. But he kind of like looked like him. So I'm like, "Oh, it's Moneybagg." I'm like, "Why don't you guys bring Moneybagg over here?" You know. I'm like, you know, like having a good time with him. And then seemed like a really like good kid. Obviously, like very caring. You know what I mean? Like chill, all that. That was the one time I met him. I can't really say much about Davion.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna turn this off. Thank you for coming in.
Recording.
Okay.
Okay, so that was the interview with Angel. That's a really good interview. I forget how much information he gives in that. Let me see what I have on the calendar for this live. Oh, okay. I don't know. Do we want to cry right now? Yeah, we can play it. No, we'll save this for a different live. Okay. Yeah, I want to make those a different live. I was gonna show we're gonna cover the body cam, but we might, separate that. Yeah, please tap the like button. Please listen to Laura. Dom had a Jaguar. Yeah, I thought he had like 2 different cars. I'm not sure. I want to cry. I know. Hearing this makes it more tragic after the texts and stuff, huh? I know. It's so sad. Yeah, for some reason, I feel like Miss Russo is probably still struggling with this. The next Kenzie live. Okay, I want to talk to you guys about the content that I can't play on here. Would you guys rather have it blurred, or would you rather it be on another platform? Because I really cannot play or show a lot of the pictures that Kenzie. I was thinking maybe like Patreon, but then not everybody could make it over there. So yeah, YouTube won't allow it. It's paraphernalia and nudity. Blurred. Really, you guys? I feel like you guys need to see it unblurred though. Maybe I'll do one blurred for a live, which we can review, and then I will put the unblurred on the Patreon. Yeah, that way you guys have options. Patreon and second channel will be ready at some point this week. hopefully tomorrow. I know I keep promising you guys, but I'm jumping through hoops. Can you do her Snapchats? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I have all of it, so I just need to find a way to put it together and blur it and then put the non-blur on. Just blur, we know what it is. I know, I just feel like it's so much better unblurred. But yeah, I will probably do that. I'll give the options of doing a review, unblurred and blurred. So Twitter. See, I'm not that much into Twitter. Twitter's scary. Dude, it's scary over there. It's like evil over there. No feet pictures. You're gonna get my feet pictures on the Patreon. Why don't you put it on the Patreon first? Then yeah, Laura, that might be a good idea. I'll join your Patreon. Thank you. We have more lives planned for today. I don't know if you guys have heard of the DoorDash girl, and I have a planned later live plan to discuss Turtle Boy. So like it's gonna be just like a little mix of things. Come hang out, grab a little cafecito, a little drink. We're just gonna chill and cover a variety of cases in one live discussion. So if you want a deep dive, baby, that's probably not the one for you tonight, because we're just going to be talking and discussing a plethora of things. How much is it on Patreon? I haven't decided yet, so I'll have to decide. Those are a couple of the minute details I have to finish up either tonight or tomorrow morning. Twitter is scary. Yeah, it is. But nonetheless, that was Dominic Russo. The next Kenzie live, I haven't decided if we're going to go back to text messages or do a flip flop of. I'm going to play this for you guys right now. Actually, I'll save it. Do a flip flop of the body cam. So nonetheless, I'll make a thumbnail. I'll schedule it. Has anybody ever known someone to like Kenzie? Says Nancy. Thank you, Laura. No, to answer your question, Nancy. Absolutely not. Not definitely any of us. Okay, I am ready. I ate my dinner. Evie's like, I'm ready to go. Yes. So let me get a few of the clips we're going to be playing. We're covering the Christopher case. We're going to be covering DoorDash Girl. We're going to be covering Turtle Boy. We're going to be covering Buzzballs. Just kidding, no Buzzballs. But anyways, please hit that like button on the way out. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to mods, shout out to the members, replay viewers, haters, all of the above. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Robert. I will see you guys shortly on the next one. I don't think I'm going to get to Kelsey Fitzsimmons today. Hers is rather a longer live. I have documents and a court hearing. So if we don't get to Kelsey Fitzsimmons today, I will move it to tomorrow morning. I am on earlier during the day. So I don't know like why you guys aren't chasing. Why aren't you chasing? Be here during the day because I'm trying to like mix up the times. Yeah, I will try to find Dom's music. Yes, Glenda. Not really necessarily him, just a little bit of the drama. Laura, wait for tomorrow to listen to Kelsey because I got the documents and the hearing and everything. So wait tomorrow. If you guys haven't heard the update with Kelsey, just wait till tomorrow so we can do it here. Yes, it is Thanksgiving week. Let me know in the comments and stuff. Like, what are you guys doing? Do you want me to stream? Are you like, no, Melly, get the fuck out of YouTube because it's Thanksgiving? Like, what is it that you guys are doing? Oh, thank you, Hector. That prison guard, my love is here. Hey, Hector. Everyone go check out Hector too. I always tell you guys that. I don't really promote a lot of channels on here, but Hector definitely will. Thanks for being here, Hector. Love you, friend. No, not getting notifications. What? Okay, we're gonna have a problem here with YouTube. YouTube is going to get blocked. I'm gonna show up at their house. I was at the grandkids today. I feel exhausted. I was on YouTube at all today. Okay. I'll always listen even if I can't chat. Are you going live after this? Yes, I am going live after this. I just said we're going to cover a plethora of stuff on the next stream. So I don't think I have a thumbnail up yet, which is fine. I'll make it after. I'm not really too concerned. But I will catch you guys on the next live here shortly. Give me like maybe, I don't know. Give me a little bit. I need to pull up all the articles I want to read, and we're gonna watch some clips. Oh yeah, and I wanted to also ask you guys. I feel like we're a little family here. I wanted to ask you guys. I found. I'm gonna cover the hidden true crime. There's some drama going on with that too, so we might do that tomorrow because it's like a 50-page document. So yeah, I don't think there's enough time in the day to do everything I want to do today. But I do want to kind of stream later into the evening. So the next live will probably be long. Other people on other channels have been saying they're not getting notifications. And I don't like this handle thing too. I'm screaming. I emailed them and I'm like, what are you guys doing with the handles? I wanted to go back to the old way. I definitely think Kenzie's guilty, but I find it weird that everyone, including the Russo, said progress was a cut through, yet the judge said it was an obscure route she never took intentionally. Yeah, I know. I know. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Like, how do we know? Maybe she was there way before then. She doesn't make us do a countdown. Don't make us do a countdown. You got 15 minutes. It says 269. Okay. I'll try to hurry. I need to get everything together. I didn't get my shit together. It's already is. I just need to because there's so much live, you guys. I have 30 screens open right here, and then like 15 over here, and then I have 5 on this one, and then I have like 52 on the other one. My computer is about to just blow up. Yeah, blow up. I don't know. YouTube, we have issues. Yeah, turn on your notifications. Turn it on. Go over there and tap that ass. Okay, anyways, just kidding, don't do that. But anyways, hit the like button on the way out. I will see you guys shortly on the next live. Thank you for showing up and being here and supporting. It is Thanksgiving week. I am very grateful for you guys. And let's find things to be grateful about, because this place is just a very dark place. Davion was doing music, yeah, with Dom. YouTube trying to make you chase. YouTube want me to chase. I'm over there emailing them. I'm gonna show up at the YouTube headquarters next. Like, excuse me. They're gonna be like, who are you? Multiple case talk. Yes, next live. Anyways, I'll see you guys shortly on the next one. Thank you for being here, and I love you so much. Bye.